సెవెంత్ క్లాస్ జాగ్రఫీ సమకాలీన భారతదేశం లైఫ్ లైన్స్ ఆఫ్ నేషనల్ ఎకనామీ సెవెంత్ లెసన్ జాతీయ ఆర్థిక వ్యవస్థ జీవనాడులు మల్టిపుల్ చాయిస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ 1. Which two of the following extreme locations are connected by the east-west cardinal? Answer B. Silchar and Porbandar. 2. Which mode of transportation reduces transshipment losses and delays? Answer C. Pipeline. 3. Which one of the following states is not connected with the HVJ pipeline? B. Maharashtra. 4th. Which one of the following ports is the deepest landlocked and well protected port along the east coast? Visakhapatnam. 5th. Which one of the following is the most important modes of transportation in India? C. Roadways. 6th. Which one of the following terms is used to describe trade between two or more countries? B. International trade. 2nd. Answer the following questions in about 30 words. 1. State any 3 merits of roadways. Answer. Merits of roadways. A. They are cheaper than railways in terms of construction costs. B. Roads can go through dissected and undulating land areas and through steep mountains. C. They are economical as loading costs are low and door-to-door service can be availed of. 2. Where and why is rail transport the most convenient means of transportation? Answer. Rail transport is the most convenient means of transportation in the northern plains because A. Construction of railway lines in the plains is easy due to the gentle slope of the land. B. The northern plains are densely populated, which enables the maximum number of people to utilize this means of transport. C. Railways are the principal mode of transportation for freight and passengers in India. 3. What is the signification of the border roads? Answer. The signification of the border roads is that A. Border roads have improved accessibility in areas of difficult terrain. B. These roads have helped in the economic development of border areas. C. They have made the movement of defense forces easy to keep vigil in north and northeastern parts of the country. 4th. What is meant by trade? What is the difference between international and local trade? Answer A. Trade is the exchange of goods among people, states, and countries. B. When trade takes place between states, cities, or villages within a city, it is known as local trade. C. Local trade does not impact the value of the national currency. D. When trade takes place between two countries, it is known as international trade. E. International trade impacts the value of national currency. 3. Answer the following questions in about 120 words. 1. Where are the means of transportation and communication called the lifeline of a nation and its economy? Answer. The means of transportation and communication are called the lifelines of a nation and economy. This is because A. They are the backbone of the economy and development of a nation. B. Transport helps facilitating the movement of goods and people from one place to another. Some of the modes of transport are roads, railways, waterways, airways, pipeline, and ropeways. C. Means of communication help in carrying messages, ideas, and technology from one place to another. D. Modern means of communication help us to convey messages without using means of transport. Internet, radio, television, and newspapers are some of the important means of communication. E. Transport connects markets and production sources. Second, write a note on the changing nature of the international trade in the last 15 years. Answer. The changing nature of the international trade for India in the last 15 years has been impressive. A. Exchange of information and technology has surpassed commodities. B. Through its advanced software, knowledge, and excellence in the field of information technology, India has emerged as a viable contender at the international level and is earning huge amounts of foreign exchange through the same. C. Tourism too has added to India's upgraded position in international trade. D. In 2004, there was a 23.5% increase in foreign tourist arrivals as against the number in 2003. Thus, international trade for India has undergone a cognizable change in the past 15 years.